network. So I was trying to share mine on my other network, and it totally went off. I don't know. So I had to end the live and then start all over again. So welcome to April. This is my first live, I believe, in this month of April. It's been a minute. It's been a while, that I had like a live video. So now we are on. Please share if you can. I said welcome and happy Good Friday. So how have you been? How are you doing? How are the kids doing? I have Daniel here. Daniel wants to say hi. Hi, Daniel. Okay. Hi, Daniel. Mm-hmm. So let me see if I can share. Hopefully nothing happens to this to this video. So okay. So we're back on. Apologies for the other video, and so we're back on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So as I was saying, please let us know where you're joining us from. This is Ronky Moore, and we'll be talking about autism acceptance month. This is April, and this is Autism Acceptance Month. So we have a couple of discussion. We have like updates. We have like so many things to talk about. But the few minutes that we have, whatever we can talk about, whatever we can share, we will talk about it. Welcome. Please share if you can, and let us know where you're joining us from. So so we know how to make a shout out to you. Please feel free to share. And Danny, come say hi. Come say hi, Danny. So Daniel is here, and Daniel is saying hello. Hi. 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 Where's your iPad? Did you say hi with your iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the iPad? Yeah? Okay. So happy Good Friday, everyone. Welcome. Hi. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Can you bring your iPad and come talk? So this is Ronky Moore, and today is Good Friday. The kids are home. So we are trying to, I'm well. How are you? Danny, come here. They can't see you. How are you? So we are trying to go check the mirror. So we're trying to bring, hello everyone, welcome. So we're trying to play some kind of games, but Rosenberg, for some reason Daniel is not interested, so we decided to come up live and see what what he wants to do. We were trying to play like a Jenga game with Daniel's sister as well, but it seems Daniel does not look like he's interested in that game, so we decided to just chill and come live and share a couple of things about Autism Awareness Month. I know most of you, for those of you that are new here, this is Danielle, and my name is Ronky Moore, and we Danielle and her sister live with autism, and we've been sharing our stories. If you check all the videos that I have up on the channel, we've been sharing our stories. We've been sharing a couple of things that I know about as a professional and also as a mom, to two living with autism. So please check our videos out. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and also comment. If you can also share this chat live, we will be more than grateful if you can do that. please subscribe. Do not forget, please subscribe. It goes a long way, and it allows people to see this channel and see what we do. Most especially for families who have special needs children, or families who are new to autism diagnosis. So we are here to support one another, to also offer advice, if possible, and support our families that, and also to let them know that, hey, you're not alone. Like we are in this together. And then, yes, Dara. And then that we're in this together, and that we understand, what's going on, and that you don't feel that you're alone in this, on this journey. So, um I know that, like I said, April is Autism Acceptance Month, and it's a big month that I usually do come every Fridays. But for some reason, and due to my schedule, I've not been able to make it up for um, for quite some time now, especially since the beginning of the year. I'm sure most of you also noticed that I've not been consistent with my videos. And it's because my hands are full, and trying to juggle many things together, work and things like that. But we thank God, you know. So we're trying to work on a lot of things with Daniel and Dara. And I think there was a time that we talked about Dara. Danny, please, do you want to keep your iPad away? No. Please. If you want to come back, can you keep your iPad away? No. Yeah. Okay, yeah, go keep it. Go keep it, please. Okay, later. Please skip it. So we've been trying to work on a couple of skills which are very, very important to us, especially at this time, which is age appropriate skills for Daniel and also for Dara. A couple of things that we've been doing for Dara is dressing, right? Daniel dressing himself up, trying to Ella just want to say hi. Ella is here, just want to say hi. This is Ella. Okay, Ella just want to say hi. All right, so we've been trying to address a couple of trying to work on some functional skills, because it's very important to us. And I know that I've also come here to talk to you about teaching your children life skills. Life skills are very important at any age at all. You want to be sure that they are able to care for themselves, even if you're here, you're not here, you're sick, or for whatever reason, life happens. So we want to be sure that they learn some basic things that they need to know about. Please, can you take it upstairs for me, please? So we want to be sure that they learn some basic skills that are very, very important to them. Like dressing, like toothbrushing. Like, can you hold on to the charger, please, Ella? Please hold on to the charger so it won't fall off. So they're able to learn dressing, toothbrushing, things like that. Danny, sit down. Come and say hi. So they're able to learn some things, like toothbrushing, dressing, grooming, everything that has to do with life skills. And those are things that you don't want them. You want them to do, like I said, for themselves without you. Hi. Thank you for joining us. So please leave your questions, comments, or whatever thing you have for us. Let's talk. So without you helping them, I mean, at the initial you might have to help them out, of course, with a couple of skills, but at one point you will, you may likely have to leave them to do most of those things by themselves. Why? Because life is going to be life, right? Things are going to be Danny, help, please stand up. Come and sit down here, because at one point they will become independent, And sit down, yeah, because at one point they'll become independent, and then you will need a break, or you will have to take a step back for them to be able to do things of their own. Because look, outside the world, no one is gonna help them. I'm telling you, like, most people will expect that at a particular age, your kids should be able to do things by themselves. So Danny, sit down, please. So they will expect that at a particular age, your kid should be able to do things by themselves. So they might not be available to help them and stuff. They will not be available to help, but the only thing they can do is to, kind of support. Hold on. I know this person is someone is trying to call me. Come and sit down, Danny. So it's to kind of provide some kind of support, but no one is gonna, do things for an adult. When kids are growing, no one is able to. Danny, if you're not sitting down, then you're not gonna talk to the room. So sit properly. So sit first. So no one is gonna be able to help them or do any hand over hand activity. So that's important that you teach them, you know, some important skills, so that your child or your children are able to perform things by themselves. So we and I would say that most of these skills are also things that may involve fine motor, which is everything that you do with your fingers, and also might have to do with gross motor skills. So the fine motor skills are the big part for me, are the big piece for me, because for fine motor skills, if you're I know a couple, not all, everyone does not have the same symptom, but some of the children that I know who live with autism do have some kind of muscle tone, low muscle tone, and that determines a lot of things. So if you're not practicing some things that has to do with with fingers with your child, they might not be able to do some things on their own. So that may be a little difficult. Skills we like as simple as bouncing the ball can be difficult, for kids who are living on the spectrum. Then you're not okay. So it might be difficult for kids living with autism, and bouncing the ball, riding on a scooter. I'm sure you've also seen one of Daniel's video where he was riding on a scooter, right? Now he rides a scooter like I will share a video very soon where he rides a scooter like I'm telling you, he goes very far when he sees a car coming, even on the road. When he sees a car coming, Danny, please. When he sees a car coming, he will move to the other side and wait till the car goes and go back to you know riding a scooter. And I'm telling you, this is really something that I am so proud of him. If Daniel does not, one thing he enjoys doing. If Daniel does not, that's the only thing I found that is really interested in, and he's never tired of riding his scooter. So that kind of activity is something that has to do with every part of your body, your fine motor, your gross motor skill, and that is what we have been working on also with their behavior therapist and the BCBA. We've been also working on that, trying to also learn how to, put clothes in the washer, put them in the dryer. It's beginning to do that. And also for, like I said, for Dara, the important thing for me, I mean, especially at this point, is dressing herself up from head to toe. Like, putting on our shirt, putting on our panties, our pants, our socks, and our shoes, our jacket, right? Those are very important because you don't want to be the one doing all those things, for them. So that's one thing we are currently working on. No, sit down here. Sit down here. We're currently working on. So please leave a question. Danny, please take your hand off. Please leave your question. Let's talk about things together. So that is very big for me, life skills, because I see out there, I see some, and it's no fault of, of anybody, but I see people that are not able to do some things on their own, and it's like I said, it's no fault of them. It's because maybe they were not taught, and so whatever skill that is important that you feel is age appropriate, I will really say that you should start as soon as possible, and that will carry them until adulthood. As small as getting food in the microwave. Danny, you're not sitting down then.
Baba.
Okay, sit down, please. Sit down. So that meant something like warming food in the microwave, making sandwich, making even a drink or a tea. um of course, we're not getting to that cooking part, no. Folding clothes, their clothes, um you know offloading clothes from the dryer, basic things like that. Cleaning up, brushing their teeth. Those are very, very, very important skills that kids need to know, because I mean, if you have like a child without autism, you expect them to be able to do some of those things, at a particular age. So I think intentionality is very important when you are teaching the skills. You have to be intentional. Even typical kids, intentionality is very key. Whatever you don't teach them, they don't know it. They don't learn it. So, but when you teach them a particular skill, of course, kids are more than open to learn. But the way you teach them might be different. That is it. The way you teach the skill might be different from the way you teach a typical, like a typical kid, like we always say. Please, can I have my phone cover? Can I have the second one, please?
Baba.
So the way you teach them might be a little different from the way we teach the typical kids, like we'll say. So those are some of the things that I want to mention today. And another thing that I'm also really so passionate about is inclusion, acceptance. um I I really wanna, I'm really, this is a topic that is really dear to my heart, to have our children, in every part. And I would say, okay, this is where I want our children to be able to go to the store, to be able to attend parties, events, to be able to attend church, because I don't know where I was sharing past weekend, where I was talking about inclusion, that for most kids, most autism family don't go to church. Why? Because they don't feel accepted. They feel right here, Danny. I want you right here. They don't feel, please pick that up. They don't feel accepted as much. So that way, please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. So they feel isolated. Because either their church is not really do not really accept them, and they look at their children like being weird. And I saw a video, I think during the week, on Instagram, where, please feel free to share, on Instagram, where we have where a woman was talking about, her growing up in church. Please, Danny, put it down. Please wait. I need you to sit down. Talking about how she grew up in church, and because she has a child on autism, like she said she was kind of confused about what the church portrays now. That when she was growing up, she was always in church. They had that everything in church. She felt like a church is a safe place for them. And then now that she has a child with autism, like, she doesn't feel like that anymore, that she's kind of confused, like the attitude of the some there, she was talking about her, that the attitude of her pastor, or their ministers, kind of say something different, like, kind of, she felt like they were not, she felt like they were not accepted enough. That was what she said in that video. And I said, wow, that's really amazing. But I would say that that's one thing that I'm very proud of my church for. Very, very proud. They have a classroom for them. They have a sensory room. They have, I mean, it's a sensory room, like, it's a place that where they can retreat when they feel overwhelmed and something like that. And they also have different activities. I'll say I give it up for them, because I know not every church can do that. But that I am very proud, that my church truly understands that it's important for parents. Danny, please sit down. That is important for parents to be in church, right? That's Dara. Dara, say hi. Hi. Dara. Okay, I see you. Okay. so so that it's important that Dara. Okay, don't get hurt. So that it's important for families to be in church and be together. They truly understand that. So that's one thing that, like I said, our special needs ministry in my church, they've been doing so. Danny, here, right here, please. So they've been doing so amazing with that. I am really, really so proud. Anytime I feel like, oh my gosh, I will I be able to serve today because of one thing or the other. They are always. I mean, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that, because I know that once we get to church, our kids are also excited to go, and listen to the word of God, to go and have a nice time with their teachers, to learn and something like that. So it's inclusion is something really big that that I know that my church, they are very open to accepting any family, any child at all. And I'm really, like I said, I'm really proud. And I love that for my church. So I've never had any concern where maybe I have someone complaining, or like a pastor complaining and saying, oh, we are more than, even my kids are really excited to go. They're always looking forward to going to church on Sundays. Really excited to go into church on Sundays, to see their teachers, to participate and things like that. So I think that is very very important. That they also, that they also know that they belong to a family of churches. Welcome everyone. Please like, share, and comment. Please share. I was just talking about inclusion, and how we can also support our autism family. So even every religious organization, I would say that they should have some kind of like a program for our special needs of population. Danny, please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Thank you. So that is very take it upstairs. So that is very important. Inclusion is what we want. We don't want any child secluded. We don't want any child left out of of anything at all. Even our VBS too. All our programs, they are included. They are, I mean, which is great. So sit down, please. Sit down, Danny. We're talking about you and your sister. So that is really big. Yes. So that is really, really big for me, like that inclusion part. Or we go to the park, we play together. They have a play day. You know, they have a play day. They have a they have like events for them as well, so that I am really happy, and it's a it's a good sit down, Danny. So it's a good it's a good thing to include our children in whatever shape form, um, and accept them the way they are. Every child is definitely different, and I know that a lot of our children also, they have so much potential, and you wouldn't know this potential exists until they have like a kind of environment where they can show forth their god-given potential, right? If they are in church and they participate in one activity or the other, that's how you're able to know that this is what they can do and this is what they cannot do. And also when they're in school, their teachers are able to see, oh, this is what this child is interested in. This is this child's strength, this is this child's weakness, and then they continue to work towards the weakness and also continue to build on the strength. So they have, of course, a lot of potential in them, but until it's tested, you might not be able to get that much. So we want to include them in everything, because that's how that they have that much in them. So, please let me know if you have questions. Bring up your questions. Bring up your question. Okay, big mommy. Oh wow. Mm-mm. So, bring up your questions. If you have any question for me or concerning Daniel or concerning Dara, please let us know. Oh, Daniel, say hi. Yeah, that's Daniel. All right, so bring up your questions. Okay, no, okay. Then, big mommy will not be. I'm sit down here. So, please bring up your questions. Any questions you have about Daniel. We have a couple of a lot more update. I will be coming. I know. I promise I'll be coming up with videos very soon, but I don't know when. Um, I don't know when, but sure I will. So from last year September, let's move on. Last year September, I started my advocacy leadership, advocacy advanced leadership program. I started in September of last year, and that's one of the reasons where I sometimes I'm inconsistent with some videos and things like that, because that program, I had the part one, I think, in 2021. We started 2021 September and graduated 2022 April. It's a 9-month program. That's about 8, right? Like 8-month program. Sit down. Dara, come.
Yeah.
It's about 8.
Can I kiss?
Come.
I kiss.
It's about.
I want to kiss.
Okay, you want. Okay, kiss one. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I don't want you next to the glass. Okay.
Stop it.
So it's like a 8-month program where we learn a lot, and it's really it was an eye opener for me, to meet with parents, to connect, to network with different parents, and see what advocacy parents have been doing in the past and what they are currently doing, and also learn from them, and also to know that, wow, you have fellow advocates who have more information than you, because of course there will always be someone that is better than and I think that was an eye-opener for me. Then no, if you're not sitting down, then Raleigh.
No.
So that is one thing. Sit down, please. So that is one thing that is dear to my heart, and those the topics that Danny, please sit down. The topics that we discussed were really, really please,
Mama.
mom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the topics that were discussed were very important. Um, to every family. We talked about employment. We talked about um, programs in school. We talked about so many things. We talked about DSP workforce. So many things, so many topics. So if you are in the United States of America and you're an educator, or you're interested in advocacy, or you're a parent of a child living with any kind of disability at all, it's not only autism, but any kind of disability, you can check your state Partners in Policy program. That's what they call. I think it's called Partners in Policy program. Yes. So program, every state I believe should have it. There you can learn about what programs, what resources are out there for families. What can you tap into? Sit down, Danny, please. What can you learn? What do you learn from? And also you can network, connect, connect with other people, other families, and see what they're also doing with their either adult child or younger child. Yeah, this is gonna go along with. Please sit down. Sit down here. Or no? Okay, so yeah, so that's a way to also know, apart from connecting, to also have a lot of information. Please ask your questions, to also know what's out there. you know I think it was in the process while we're talking that, while we're having this class, that the Medicaid issue came up. So people are passionate about different things, and when once you know what people are passionate about, then it helps you on this journey. So that's one thing I wouldn't want any family or parent with a special needs child to miss. I'm really big on that. So please leave a comment, or any question you may have for me. Leave it there, and I will be more than happy to answer your question. So I'll be more than happy to answer those questions, and I'll be I have few, like less than 15 minutes. Then I'll be able to to leave YouTube and then get to some activity. So, sit down, please. Please sit down. Yeah. So, that, like I said, please, if you consider that program, if you are in the U.S., yeah, consider it. That will help you a whole lot about advocacy journey, information, what you need to do with your child or with your children. And I'm not saying everyone knows it all, but at least that will help you in one way or the other. Also, will also support your advocacy journey, because I know that some of the information that I know of now was from the not all was I got a lot of information from the Partners in Policy Making program, which I believe will also, I'm telling you, it's just the first stage. It was an eye opener for me. It was an eye opener, and you will see when you get started. So I think application comes out this April, but when you get started, you will see what I'm talking about. You will definitely see it, Danny. You will definitely see it. You will definitely see, once you start that program, you will see what I'm talking about. So it's not like, oh, I know it's full of information. Danny, sit down here. I need to sit down here, please. Come sit down here. Sit down here next to me. Danny, sit down. So I know what I'm talking to you about the information. Please sit down. About the information. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Excuse me. I need to sit down. Okay, I need to sit down. I need to sit down. So you will get a lot of very, very important and helpful information for that pertains to government, let's say government information, what you're expected to do, and things like, I mean, it's a lot. Not, I mean, government information. What I mean is like resources. So, resources out there that will support you at any point. And you can also find an advocate in your class, in your cohort. You can also find people that are also can that knows better than you and can also help your child advocate. So it's kind of like it's a program you don't want to miss. I'm telling you, people pay so much for some information, but um, this is something that is very, like I said, very dear to me. So if you're able to register, if you are in New Jersey, check the Rutgers University website, or Google Partners in Policy Making in my state. But if you're in New Jersey, just check Rutgers. I don't know about every other state, but you can check for, if you're in Jersey, check for Rutgers website. So yeah. Any question for me before we head out? We have we'll head out soon. So please let me know if you have any question for me or for Daniel. Daniel, sit down.
Or for me.
Um
Or dog.
okay. Danny.
Ah.
Hi.
Ba.
Uh,
Ba.
Danny's saying bye. We're not leaving yet.
Bye.
We're not leaving yet. So yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you want to say?
Mwah.
Yeah.
Ba.
Mm?
Ah.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right. So Daniel's saying hi to everyone.
Cool.
Okay. No, I need you to. I need your hands off, please. All right. So please look out for a couple of my videos that I will be sharing with you. And you know, I actually want to show you no, not Jenga. I actually want to share with you that, I attended a fair, right? A resource fair about 2 weeks ago, which I really, really love. Hi. The resource fair is one of, I would say it's because, okay, so we had one on April 2nd, which is Autism Awareness Day. Really great information in a town next to me. And um it's kind of like it's a way to connect, with families, and then and share resources in our community. Vendors were there, different vendors were there, vendors for ABA services, for vendors for all the counties, vendors from different counties were also there. um they were there too. So as well as we had another one the following week, which some parents and individuals, or I'll say adults living with autism, also attended. They gave some kind of speech. Everyone shared what they've been doing. A couple of them stated that they have been working on employment, working on so many things. I think it's fun to see them, to also talk about what they've been going through and share out their feelings, and at what is happening at that point of their lives. We had an author, a young guy who is an author, gave a speech. We had a lady who started work recently, and she's living with autism. So that actually encouraged me a lot. And I know for some parents who are also thinking like, oh, is my son gonna do this? Will my son be able to do this when he grows older? Will my son be able to do this when, Danny, come here, please. When they grow older, will my son gonna be able to do this, or work when they grow up? Yes, it is doable, very doable. you know i i I think exposing parents to a couple of things that their children can do too, is something that will also help on the long run, right? I know a couple of adults, individuals who are doing great things for themselves. They have a job and they have a coach. They have someone who supports them. They have um, they have they have like a job that they get paid from. They have so many things. They live on their own, like a shared apartment. Some with supervision, some without supervision. They do a whole lot. So it's very possible, wherever you want your child to get to. I think it's really doable. So that will depend on your future goals for your child. So are you thinking, and like I said, that has to do with, I know I've addressed mindset in the past. That has to do with the mindset too. If you believe that, hey, my child will, you know, I want my child to work in the future. I want my child to have his or her own apartment. I want my child to be independent in the future. That mindset will get you there. And it will also go a long way to see your child thrive, right? In the in the in this world, because that will make you, you know, that will make, if that will make you fulfilled, then it will go a long way. But thank you so much, everyone. Any question at all? Do we have any question for me, or you know anything that comes up, that comes um from your mind? Any question at all? I know today's Friday, and so some people might be at work. I know because it's Good Friday does not mean everyone is off work, but you know, a couple of us, we are off work, and the kids have spring break. So um, please let me know if there are questions or something you would like me to talk about or address. At this point, we have 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes left. I want to end this live by when it's 45 minutes. So if you have, like I said, questions that I can address, please bring them on. The school year is gonna be ending really, like, very soon too. Since this is April, we have May, June. So, and our children will be going to the next grade, right? So, so and I also know, oh, something just popped to my mind, that this is also, I mean, it depends for every child, but this is also the time when IEPs are being updated. So IEPs are, for some families, this is the time that they call for meetings and things like that. For some, it might not be the time, but if you have an upcoming IEP meeting, make sure that you're not alone. If you need to invite someone with you, even a family member, or like an advocate, just make sure that you're not alone, so that you don't feel alone, because sometimes people can get carried away with having, like, you have 6 people right in front of you, different professionals, teachers, special education teachers, general education teachers. Dara, please come down, please. LDTC, psychologists, or the case manager, psychologist. You might have everyone right in front of you, and you feel so overwhelmed, and most of the lingo they use during the IEP meeting, you really don't understand, and you don't want to feel somehow and not ask questions about it, right? And so that is kind of like, something that you want to bring someone with you to attend and see what's been going on with your child's goals. And you can, I mean, it depends on what your child goal is. You can decide to add like functional skills. Some people who had toothbrushing, some people who had shoe tying, some people who had a lot of things. So that's very important that you had shoe tying, things that they are age appropriate for your child. Even if it's buttoning, zipping, things like that can be worked on, and it can be added in your child's IEP. So those go Dara, please come down. Those goals of or skill that you want your child to learn, if you're able to teach that child, please put it in your IEP goals, and that will also help you or help your child even at home. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Please let me know if you have questions. I was just talking about, I started with inclusion. Since April is Autism Acceptance Month, we talked about functional skills. Right now, I'm addressing the IEP. So I said this is the season for IEP. So parents, some must have had their IEP meetings, some might be preparing for their IEP meetings. I am preparing for ours, and I'm already thinking about inviting a couple of people to also, because sometimes what you can catch, sometimes you might not be able to catch something as a parent, right? Another person might catch that. So that's one of the reasons why you might want someone else during your IEP meeting, just to catch something that you're not catching, something like that. And or goals that you've not have addressed in your child's IEP. So that might be something that you want someone to join you during your child's IEP meeting. So that's very important that you don't attend IEP meetings alone, especially if you have no idea of what is going on there, right? I spoke to someone, I think a few weeks back, and she was sharing with me that, I know I'm going over time, I'm sorry, but she was sharing with me that, oh, our son's IEP is coming. Actually, she started with, oh, my child has autism. I said, oh, so what's the program? What program is he in? And she was kind of quiet. I guess she didn't know. And she said they didn't place the child in the appropriate class until now. And the child is 9 already. And I said, okay, so what happened along the way, right? What happened before the child turned 9? What happened when he was younger and he had that diagnosis? And she said that she didn't know. She just goes to IEP meeting, for just going for IEP meetings, and they're just gonna just write the goals, and then they work on it in school. And I said, have you ever invited someone? She said no. She said, oh, they just added speech for my child. I said, for since when? I mean, literally, this child has been in school for, if I'm not mistaken, let's say 5 years. And he has never had speech. Is that what you mean? She said, yes, because, um, yeah, she was just, I really don't understand that. But, and like I said, this is not a judgment zone. I don't judge. So no, you're not even talking. Go wash your hand, please. Go wash your hand. So with Rolly. Okay, go wash your hands. So this is no judgment zone, but please, you want to be informed and see what's in your child's IEP. And the reason is so that it will also help your child achieve that goal, and you know what you're tracking, and also help you think about what's next. What are you looking forward for your child to learn? So going to IEP meetings with other people, or with even a family member, just invite someone to just you know have like a have like someone to support you one way or the other. I think it will really help you. you know it will really help you a whole lot. Please come down. Will really help you a whole lot. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And I think at this point we're gonna move on to
Yeah.
um
Yeah. You.
you did? Okay, good job. So Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the short time. I know this is not short, the short time that you spent with us. Daniel is here saying, come, stand up, you want to say hi. It's saying hi, and then it's gonna be bye soon. Yeah, then it's saying hi. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment.
Hit the notification bell.
And then, yes, Daniela's here. So she's saying hit the notification bell.
For more videos coming up.
Okay, you said for more videos coming up. So thank you so much, YouTube family, for being here. We are rooting for you. We love you. And I hope and I pray that you have a great Good Friday. Today is Good Friday. And I know that applies to everywhere in the world. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. Please, if you have any questions or you want, if there's a topic you would like me to address, I am more than happy, to come online to address those questions that you have. And if you have something that you want to share too, please feel free to do that. We are open to learn many things. So thank you for being here, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. God bless you.
Yes, God bless them. Amen.
Bye. Mommy. Why can't we do why can't you do like a live video of us playing Jenga? Of me and you playing Jenga?